Hi everyone, this is just a quick video to introduce our what will be our worksheet for the week, but it's going to be more in a written report format. It is a report on the influence of arts on the advancement of technology. So this is going to fit in on the week of April 13th. Originally we had planned a second worksheet on serial communication, but as you guys will see in those lectures, it starts getting to the level of application that we can't really abstract a lot of good questions from it. You really just need to be in the lab to apply what's being talked about on that hardware. So you will need to watch the lectures, as you may have some just kind of brief multiple choice coverage of those lectures and the next week's lectures on that final exam, but it won't be in lab level depth. And so our worksheet for this week, the week of April 13th, is going to be the Arts and Tech Report, as we're calling it. So this is the document that is listed in the folder online. You guys, of course, know where to find that. In our online activities, we have that here. So here's the file, and the video will be linked right up top here as soon as I finish what I'm doing here, which is making the video. So this is the report itself, and I just wanted to briefly highlight what the point of it is and what you're trying to do here. So just some bookkeeping stuff. It is due to be uploaded by 4/20, which is the same as when the worksheet would have been due. So make sure you take care to upload a single PDF for your lab group, same as what we've been doing in the folder week of April 13th on Blackboard. Please don't just copy paste from Wikipedia or any other source. Don't copy and paste from your friends or from other class reports you've done in the past, right? This is not a super long report. You can crank out something new and creative and unique. It'll be just fine. So this report is intended to allow you to demonstrate an awareness of interaction between technology and the humanities and social sciences, in particular kind of artistic endeavors. So this essay has to identify a technological innovation that appeared or was thought of by an author, playwright, movie producer, and so on. This could include TV, or any kind of written medium at the whatever you can come up with that's not a strictly technological endeavor, but it has an artistic flair to it. Identify something that was come up with in that medium, but was clearly impossible at the time, but later on in time an actual product was developed. So by today's time, sort of made in the image suggested by the original author or very similar to the original author's intent. So that's your goal. Identify something in the arts somewhere that did not exist that does now. An example of that comes up time and time again is very commonly our sort of touchscreen handheld tablets that you saw in Star Trek TV series. They were not possible back in their day, but they exist everywhere now. So identify something like that. The rest of this document, it's a 4-page document, really just highlights all the details and requirements to help guide how you structure your report. Please use Word or word processor to write it. 12-point font, single-spaced, 1-inch margins. Now it needs to be at least 500 words, right, which is just sort of a lengthy paragraph, but I don't want you to exceed 2 pages, including your figures, tables, references. So this is not a gigantic report. It's easy enough for you guys to do within the 1-week time span, but between 500 words and 2 pages altogether, I think will be appropriate to highlight your idea in a concise and interesting way, so you don't have to ramble to try and fill 10 pages. Say everything you need to say to make it interesting. We do want to see a couple of references, so maybe refer to the original source material or refer to the invention that allowed that technological item to exist, things like that. We don't want Wikipedia. We're going to use the IEEE referencing format, and there are a few examples down below here, and you can see a few examples later on in the document. So as for what is actually included in this document, have a simple and to the point title. Have an introduction. This will be a paragraph that tells us what this essay is about or what topic you're highlighting. I don't want this report is a technical history of this invention. I want you to expand on that, explain why the item is interesting or important. Maybe talk about what was the technology at the time and why was what was in that art format so amazing. Expand on this in more of a creative style than you normally would. In terms of making it interesting, now there are a few limitations to this because it is still going to be sort of a technical scope report, but after your introduction in the body of your report, talk a little more about the actual artist or creator who came up with that. What may have made them think that that piece of technology was a good idea, what existed or didn't exist that made it not possible, what developments and creations eventually made it possible to create whatever they had envisioned. Include a lot of pictures. I want to see pictures. Give me a clip from the TV series where it originated. Show me a picture of the real-life device. Make this colorful and informational. Your word limit is not that high, but a picture says 1,000 words, right? So include a picture to further increase getting your point across to me. You, the author, decide on what information needs to be conveyed. You'll be teams of authors because you are with your lab group for this, but that also helps you pass it back and forth, proofread, kind of decide on something. Maybe, hopefully you may even be friends with your lab group mate, so you guys may have a similar interest or overlapping interest that you can bring into this report. So that would all be good stuff to happen. Given how short the report is, we don't need a total overview summary again, but kind of leave it with a final comment that kind of wraps everything up, or maybe describe some advancement on that project still to come, projection into the future type of thing. So overall, we want this to be kind of thought-provoking and interesting. This should be sort of rooted in something that you actually care about, or a piece of art or art form that you like, whatever that happens to be. And we'll tie on technical aspects such as references and relating it to hardware that was actually created. A lot of the advancements you see are facilitated by the development of embedded systems, so it fits well into this course. Then on the last 2 pages of this, you have example citations, and you can see what those look like for both websites and websites such as this first one, or the other types of references at the bottom. For figures and tables, make sure they're clean and labeled as such. And miscellaneous things, grammar and spelling will be graded and required, so don't use sort of informal or colloquial language. Please kind of keep it in a technical form. I know I said to integrate your kind of your curiosity and your creativity here. You will do that, but it'll be in a technical technical manner. So I want you also to try and not use your first person pronoun. So the author is not part of this writing. So it's not I researched or I believed or I thought this was awesome. We don't want that type of discussion. You want to talk more about the author did this, this inventor came up with this device allowed this action or activity to happen, so on and so forth. So make sure you remove yourself from the writing. So try to do it. The last page is just a rubric of how you're going to get your 25 lab points out of this. It is worth 25 as we've seen before, but it will be graded on a 75-point scale and then scaled down to our 25. The 75-point scale allows us to expand the grading so that you're not losing a lot of points for a spelling error, things like that. It allows me to scale everything a little nicer. But you'll have some room for spelling, punctuation, and grammar errors that add up. Those are out of the 75 points, the 2 points off or 1 point off for each. And then you'll have some 0 to 4 ratings on the topic: clarity of writing, demonstration of knowledge, flow of writing, the organization, overall presentation and formatting, figures and tables, and references. All of those will be graded from 4 to 0, and you can see examples of what the rating means in this table. From all that, you'll get a total score of up to 75. And then that 75 will be divided by 3 and then truncated, which means the decimal is dropped off, like you were saving a float into an integer. So that 75 will be divided by 3, the decimal cut off of that, and there will be your score out of 25. So this is just a quick essay on something that I hope you can find interesting as you are students in a technology program, but you have consumed media of all types of sorts outside of your life, probably especially now, given that we're all in our houses with ample access to Netflix and whatnot. Make sure you pay attention to the due date, toss ideas back and forth with your lab member, and I look forward to reading about what you come up with. That will be for the week of April 13th. Please still watch the lectures the week of April 13th and the week of April 20th and 27th. There are some brief lectures in there. Some of that content will show up as multiple choice in the final exam. So keep aware of that, and good luck, and I will be in contact with you all soon.